this round anyway. Starting off at 4-0.
Now, Ingram had a pretty good weekend last weekend too, huh?
Oh, yeah. Nice little top 4 for Ingram, along with Daryl Ayers and Corey Baumeister. Ingram on the play, fetches up Breeding Pool down to 17. It's going to be a Gilded Goose and a Mox Opal. And there's a pass. Cavernous Souls. Got to figure that's on human. Ether Vial cast off of it.
Yep, there is one other regular name in the deck, and that is Illusion for Phantasmal Image. But with Ether Vial, I don't think that that's going to be necessary.
Tapped Mystic Sanctuary and an Ether Spell Bomb for Ingram. Vial to 1 for Lee. There's Unclaimed Territory and Thalia's Lieutenant. No Vial trick, though, just a 1/1. Here is Oko.
If he vials in a 1-mana creature here, okay. I was going to say I might need to go have a chat. He might not know the trick if he's relatively new to the archetype.
So there's an Oko on 6. Lee will put the Vial to 2 and cast a Mantis Rider. That's getting Galvanic Blasted. Metalcraft's online.
Man, that Galvanic Blast looked hot there.
Yeah, Oko knocked to 4 from Lieutenant, but yeah. Galvanic Blast doing a great job of playing defense there. It's like a Cryptic Command at the front of Ingram's hand. He's going to make a food. Oko up to 6.
Yeah, notably, though, no 3rd land drop, though he does have the Mox Opal online.
There's a Horizon Canopy. There's another Mantis Rider.
Yeah, and he can't counter it because of the Cavernous Souls, but he can tap team and draw a card with the Cryptic Command. I wouldn't even mind a tap and bounce Ether Vial, since Ether Vial is like pretty annoying.
And that's what it was. Tap, bounce, Ether Vial. That'll be redeployed by Lee. Takes a point for that off of the Canopy.
I feel like Russell doesn't have a whole lot going on, though, simply because he did not use the Vial on 3 to play anything. Either pre-combat or in response to the bounce.
Figure he's just got a lot of lands in hand.
Yep. Now, though, he is going to give a Mox Opal to Russell Lee and take that Mantis Rider.
It's a good trade for Ingram. Keeps the Oko around as well. That's still on 1.
I feel like Oko always involves good trades.
Yeah. Wouldn't recommend using 5-year loyalty to make a bad trade.
You know what's going to be a bad trade on Monday?
What's that?
Oko Thief of Crowns for US dollars. It's going to be a bad trade. Charming Prince choosing mode Scry. It's one that you actually see quite a bit, but the blink effect is really powerful when you start combining it with the likes of Reflector Mage and even that Thalia's Lieutenant if you have a stout battlefield.
So the Prince pumps the Lieutenant. That got bounced by the Spell Bomb. Looks like Lee just passing with an uncracked Canopy here. Some bobble action from Ingram.
Now, if you're wondering why the players are playing so quickly, just this is how I play normally.
You say,
on Magic
hey,
Online.
I've seen Peter Ingram play before. He's not that fast. Well,
you're right.
That's the magic of Time Shifted. We speed it up.
Yeah, I really just wanted to make a this is my normal pace of play joke.
Sure.
I mean, how is he supposed to finish a match with Just Guy Black in under 50 minutes?
Right. Yeah, I think you were the only person who ever did it.
Yeah.
Consistently at that.
Ross Merrim picked up my deck one time, and he said...
And he's still shuffling.
All right, well, a huge turn for Russell. Plays a Thalia's Lieutenant in response, vials an image, copying Thalia's Lieutenant. So they see each other, give each other a bunch of triggers. Also pumps up the Charming Prince. Charming Prince gets in for 5 points, thanks for the Noble Hierarch. And we got like a pretty stout game. This is going to be a grindy one, I think.
Well, it was.
Never mind.
But Engineer Explosives cleans up all those creatures, and there's just an active Emery, too. Just resettable Plague Wind. That's pretty powerful. Oko's making some stuff into Elks. Russell Lee's down to 4 off of those Elk attacks, and Peter Ingram going to take the first game there. You know, Lee was able to get a pretty good battlefield kind of in, I guess it ended up being the late game, but I felt like it might have been the mid-game, as it's like Phantasmal Image, a couple Thalia's Lieutenants, had some large power and toughness, but they all cost 2, and then they were all dead.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the joke, right? The Urza decks all have these really powerful cards like Oko, Thief of Crowns, Urza, Lord Hut, Artificer, and then they also just have this repeatable blast zone where they just continually blow up every single permanent you play that's not a land. So
yeah,
that's cool.
When I think about the Urza decks, I get mad about Mox Opal, I get mad about Oko, and then I see an Emery in play. I'm like, oh yeah, there's that one too.
I'm also still mad.
Yeah, I am still mad, and I'm more mad.
Yeah. Emery is one of those cards where, like, they very clearly made it for older formats, but also why? You know?
Well, yeah, Mox Opal needed some help.
Yeah, it's not even the Mox. I mean, okay. One of the things I like to compare it to. All right, we're gonna see if we can get this one on the. Probably can't get this on screen, right? Just because of the way the time shift works.
Time shifted, I think,
All
prohibits that.
Google the card Somber Hover Guard. Just Google the card Somber Hover Guard, and you tell me how many colorless mana an affinity creature needs to be a 3/2 flyer.
Is your position that card is better or worse than Emery?
Well, Summer Hover Guard's been in this format since its inception.
Oh.
It has seen no play.
Fair.
And Emery is ubiquitous among artifact decks.
So faster start for Lee this time. He's got some vials going. He's got Thio's Lieutenant and a Phyrexian Revoker. That's turning off this Oko, I do believe. Got a Champion of the Parish. Getting some beatdowns, and there's a Kessig Malcontents. Ingram down to 5.
Getting the boys back together.
They're getting the band back together. Here's an Urza for Ingram. That could be of some value, though. There's plenty of bodies on Lee's side, and there's even a Dismember here for the Urza.
Yeah, probably doing that in response to generating a token, because Ingram has the ability here to actually just either spellbomb his own Urza to protect it, but it's going to leave him effectively dead on the battlefield.
So the play is going to be spellbomb back that Revoker, gives him an activation of the Oko, makes his Astrolabe into an Elk, trying to get some blockers, trying to hold on here. You see a 2/2, a 3/3, and a 3/1 attacking for Lee. Ingram's able to block 2. And
shows the image. GG.
A little Flash-in Lieutenant, double pump, and that's 5. That's lethal.
Oh, I was going to go for Malcontents.
Sure. It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all lethal.
You're all dead.
It's all lethal.
All right. Can all tournaments be played at 4x, please?
Yeah, why don't we do that thing where we record this on Thursday and then we watch it at this speed?
We can do like a whole show about it. And we can have, like, we'll call it the red split, right? And we'll have the top 8 players on the leaderboard play one day. Then we have the next day we have the blue split and have the next 8 play, right? Then there's like an emerald split. I don't know.
I don't understand any of the words you're saying right now.
Correct.
Oh.
That is, you are right.
All right, Ingram on the play for game number 3. I believe 2 7s kept here. Shocks for a breeding pool. There's the Gilded Goose and a Mox Opal, which is online from Mishra's Bauble. Casual 5 permanents on the first turn. Ether Vial for Lee, though. Here's a Snow-Covered Mountain. And, a turn 2 Urza. How about that?
You love to see it.
How you feel about turn 2 Urza, Todd?
I feel sick to my stomach. That's what I feel.
Fair.
At least it's going to be over quick. Well, it's probably going to be over in about 20 real minutes of gameplay time. But for us, it's going to be over hopefully in about 5.
So Lee's got a second land. He's going to Vial in Champion of the Parish and cast a Meddling Mage. It's going to name, who knows? There's no way of knowing. This is time-shifted magic.
Yeah. I mean, the annoying part in this scenario for me is that the game is over. The game was over on turn 2 when Urza was cast. And yet, everyone has to watch the game for the next 10 minutes, including me.
I think that you're probably the person you're most upset about watching the game, actually.
Actually, no. I actually have a lot of empathy for the viewers at home. I know that watching the Oko decks play out it's not the greatest thing in the world. If you really like the deck, that's awesome, because this deck is really powerful. And it's fun to play with on occasion. But there's so many just unbeatable board states that it's like playing against a prison deck because they're trying to grind you out with Emery and Cryptic and Mystical Dispute, or not Mystic Sanctuary and Urza activations. Look at this! Look at this nonsense!
So it was an attempt at a Mantis Rider, which Lee held priority and flashed in a Meddling Mage. Ingram Cryptic Command on the Mantis Rider. There's Engineered Explosives on the table right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Another Meddling Mage and a Noble Hierarch. That means the champion's a 5. That and the Meddling Mages come across. Life totals now Lee at 18, Ingram at 10.
Surprised, actually, that neither Meddling Mage was naming Engineered Explosives. I bet the third one is.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. That's what I had come to assume the first one was on.
Well, the Emery maybe like Mox Opal was one of them, but now like it just has to be this. All right, Brian was actually doing the feature match, but he's eating his Chipotle, so I'm just going to leave him alone.
All right, so I think that we got soft confirmation right there. The third mage was on explosives because that spell bomb bounced it, and now there's an explosives on too.
Makes sense. Checks out.
So there's an attack with the 5/5 champion and 2 meddling mages. There's mana abound for the explosives to go off. But the champion comes across. Ingram's at 5. Meddling mage redeployed, and there's a phantasmal image. Maybe a little double mage action. You see Ingram fetch up Mystic Sanctuary, puts a Cryptic Command on the top of the library. Emery is going to bring back Ether Spellbomb.
That's pretty bad for Meddling Mage, just because it can kill it.
Going to combat, Cryptic Command will tap the team. And here's Kessig Malcontents post-combat.
Maybe I lied.
That looks lethal.
I lied. Team Urza loses after a turn to Urza.
You claim
somehow.
You claim empathy for the viewers, and yet you lie to them.
I did lie.
You deceive them.